Well, I think we're nearly at the last stage of our journey as songwriters now, because this is chapter 7. And in chapter 7, I'm going to recap what we've learned so far. Hopefully by this time you should have put a lot of what I've been telling you into practice, and you should have that level of confidence. Remember, you don't learn to write songs instantly. Just like I said in chapter 1, I didn't learn how to drive a car. I didn't know how to drive a car, so somebody taught me. So hopefully this template and all the things I've said to you, that should give you the guide to becoming the songwriter that I think you want to be. Now, again, back to my list, I've written deconstruction. Now, you probably remember through all the episodes, I often mention genre. What's your genre? As I said, I'm an acoustic guitarist. I write a kind of Americana, soul-y type of stuff, sometimes folky, because I'm an acoustic guitarist. That kind of lends itself to that kind of music, and it's what I particularly love. You might want to do something completely different, dance music, whatever. But as I said to you, there is no difference. A song is a song. The production values around the song, what musical instruments are used, what voices, etc., voicings, yeah, they're very personal to you and your genre. But let's talk about deconstruction, and be careful with this. When you hear a song that you love, and you think, oh, I wish I could write a song just like that. Lots of songwriters do exactly that. They basically do a kind of facsimile, a version of a song they love. And then you think to yourself, well, what was the point of that? He already did it. She already did that song. Why are you doing a kind of light version? Be original. You will be influenced. We always are as musicians. Remember, I said all the way through the chapters, I'm a guitarist. You could be a keyboard player, a guy working with loops, Logic, all of the computer programs. It doesn't matter. Some of those have standard sounds. And sometimes I want you to get more creative. Don't just settle and say, I deconstructed this song and I've basically done a version of it in my way. What I'm saying there, stick to your originality. So let's just briefly, what does deconstruction mean? In production terms, a lot of people, and I've produced lots of people, they come to me and say, I want to sound like that band. And you go, okay, well, we can do that. We just have to listen to their tracks and figure out what's their drum sound, what's their bass sound, what's their guitar sound, what does the singer do? When they do harmonies, how do they do it? When they do other noises and other kind of atmospheric sounds, what do they use? Well, then if you just copy them, you are just doing a kind of not brilliant version of what they do. But it's a good template. Remember that word, template. So from a production point of view, as you want to produce things up, and I must point out, if you're new at songwriting, and if you're watching this, it's a basic guide, so I presume you are, finding another producer, an outside person, to help you realise your vision is a great idea. There's some brilliant producers out there and they don't cost £1 million. You're not going off to Sony or somewhere. Just find a local person that you trust and say, this is the sound I'm looking to produce. They will then deconstruct some of your favourite artists so that when you're recording, you hear a sound that you're familiar with, that you're happy with. So that's what deconstruction means. It does not mean copying. It means taking elements that I think are the genre and the stuff that I like. You think about it, in indie bands, there's an overdriven guitar sound that you often hear in most albums. In certain musical genres of dance, there's that drum. You know, for years there was an 808 drum, this little and everybody used it. And people said, oh, it's a bit, well, that's fine. That's the genre. Do you know what I mean? So you're not stealing it, you're not nicking it. What you're doing is you're putting it in because it's the sort of thing you want to hear. So production, equipment, collaboration, criticism, these are these last words. I'm going to give you a whole list in a minute, but equipment. Now, I already talked about gadgetry. Remember, I had capos and things that stuck on my guitar and guitar pedals and things. And in computers, there are so many plugins. There are noises and wind sounds and rain, which sounds a little bit kind of, wait a minute, you are trying to, remember that big word from the beginning? Emotion. You're trying to stir an emotion. Throw everything you can at it to create that emotion. Now, sometimes simple is best. Don't we believe that? We sometimes hear a girl with just a piano and it's just gorgeous. Other times we hear a girl with a piano and a massive other thing and that's gorgeous too. Remember, no rules, nothing right or wrong. Go for the emotion. Now, when I talked about collaboration, I talked about earlier that some writers write in groups of 6 and 7. You might want to collaborate with somebody else. Collaboration is good because they'll bring something to a song that you wouldn't thought of, and that's exactly what they'll think. This person has thought something I wouldn't think, and the collaboration can really be brilliant. And also, it can be a lot of fun. But if you do collaborate, golden rule, write it down and sign it between you. The worst thing in music is people falling out afterwards saying, I did this, you did that. Let's not have that. Music is about joy and fun and happiness. So if you collaborate, write down what you did and agree 50-50 or whatever you want to agree on your percentage terms. Because if you do get your song to a company, they're going to want to know who officially wrote this song, who has what rights in this song. So paperwork, sounds a bit tedious, it's very important for a songwriter. Criticism. What did I say about criticism? Belief. Believe in what you do. If somebody said, well, I don't like that, who cares? As a young musician, I made some big mistakes, which hopefully, as I've talked to you about through this, I'm hopefully making that you don't. I would often try and please audience members that didn't seem to like what I did, which was weird, because I should be pleasing the ones that really liked what I did. But it was like I wanted to win them over somehow. With your music and your songwriting, don't care what they think. If people write horrible things, they aren't a person that likes what you do. The people you should be interested in are the ones that love and like what you do. Listen to them. Obviously, criticism from people you trust and believe in is important. I have friends that will bring me down to earth with a big bump if I play them a track, but you kind of know when you've done a good song and you've done a meh, it's okay. You know, you can't write a hit every single time. Nobody ever has, even the greats. So, faith, belief. I know I've said it a few times and I'm going to repeat myself because now let's go through the buzzword list. I'm going to read them off. Hook, top line. Remember that chorus that we remember. Narrative, what is that story? Structure, let's keep a good structure that makes sense and makes the song work. What else have I got on my list? Well, genre, music, lyric. Well, we talked about the music. Where do you find your inspiration for music and lyrics from? We've talked about that. But be original. Yeah, you can be influenced, but try not to copy too much. Find it within yourself to find something beautiful and new. And that last word, belief. I know I'm going to repeat myself, but this is the end of this course. And you've got to believe by all these 7 lessons, you're ready. You're now ready to be a songwriter. Start. Sometimes the first song, it's okay. The second song's okay. But then, and I promise you this, along will come a song that you create and you'll just be amazed at yourself and think, this is wonderful. And you'll play it to people and they're going to go, what a great song. It's a very, very nice feeling. And like that driving instruction thing I said to you, it only comes with practice and belief and all of those words that I've just thrown at you, which I'm going to scroll down the screen again at some point. You want to write songs? You can write songs. Just think of one simple thing. And that is the song I'm writing for me? Is it for other people? And it should work for both. It should be for you and it should be for me. And if you get it right, you're going to touch hundreds of thousands of people. We live in this social media age. You can be up on Spotify. Look at me, 600 and something thousand, 100,000 here. Yeah, you sometimes have to spend a bit of money and promote and do marketing, etc. But imagine your song being played to all of those people. Something that you created at home, in a studio, with help, just on your own. It's a really, really good feeling. So I'm going to leave you with this. You are now ready. The journey of being a songwriter begins now. Through the last 7 lessons, you should have started already on that track. So all I'm going to say is welcome to the world of being a songwriter, and I look forward to hearing what you guys come out with. Good luck.